Ginger, would you like to hold them, George? Very careful. Hi, Sage. Hi, Ginger.
What is going on? Say hi.
Say hi.
Say hi. Hi. Say hi. You saying hi?
They're so cute.
You saying hi? Or you saying hi? What is going on, guys?
Sage, Ginger, Blue has
Just figured I'd meet with you guys for a little bit before Mama gets home and the teenager gets home, and then I ain't got no time to say anything. She's here watching Blue's Clues. Well, oh yeah.
It's time for so long.
Yeah.
But we're gonna sing one for so.
What is he doing?
Doing your part.
What are you doing? Go. You want to grab the phone?
You sure work hard when you use your mind.
Yep, I do it all.
You can do anything.
I appreciate it, Shannon. My channel used to be only automotive, but I've changed things a little bit to kind of be about my life. So, good evening, good evening. But mainly keep it automotive, but, you know, about my life as well. If you guys got any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. I just helped a fella on here. He used my Ask Me profile, ASQME, and she loves watching me. She just stares at me when I'm talking. This is a little loud. I need to turn it down. What'd you do with the remote? What'd you do with the remote? Did you do something with the remote? I know you did. He did something with the remote, did he? Did he? Did you put it in your diaper? Did you put it in your diaper?
Oh, hi. I was just reading.
Come on.
And then
Let's get this silly remote.
paddle faster and faster. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge wave suddenly that.
Okay. I'm an aviation guy. Worked on fighter jets, F-18s. Fixed my 2018 Ford Escape by watching one of your videos. Awesome. Appreciate that. I just had a you go back to watching Daddy? I just had a gentleman hit me up on the Ask Me link, and he paid me the $10 for the question because it was going to take some time. And me and him for the last week have been going back and forth, and we ended up coming to the conclusion that he needed a used engine in his 1.5 liter EcoBoost needed to be replaced in his Fusion. He's like a 14 or 15 Fusion. And what ended up happening is the engine was no good. It was making a lot of noise. So he ended up finding a mechanic that was just kind of a shade tree mechanic. And he replaced the engine. And after he replaced the engine, the vehicle wouldn't start. And I sent a very detailed voice message on what to check for, what the most common failures are after engine replacement. And I was very, very detailed. Like in the middle of the valve cover on the back, the studs that hold the plastic valve cover down, some of them have a ground cable in the middle. It's on one of those studs. That ground cable may not have been put back. If there is no ground cable, follow the harness along the back to the passenger side of the engine and then go down towards the crank sensor, and there's a main stud that goes through the block. 13 millimeter stud, I believe it is, and there's another ground there. Also, underneath the airbox, mounted to the frame of the vehicle, there's several grounds there. And then make sure the connections at the starter are good too. Make sure you're actually seeing RPM while you're cranking. And if you're not seeing RPM while you're cranking, you may need a Ford crank sensor that is timed correctly. And I got a message back today saying, thank you for all your help. The engine is in the vehicle. and the mechanic was able to successfully get it started. And I asked him, did it have anything to do with me helping you in the voice message that I left? And he said, I'm sure it had everything to do with that, because, he sent the message to the guy, and then the next thing you know, he's got the engine running. So, anyway, when there are longer questions like that, I know some people don't like paying for help, but when there are longer questions like that, and I'm with my family, and it's going to take time away from me doing things with my family, and I have to put more time into the average person than I normally would, I think it's only fair for somebody to donate to that person's time. I literally just saved you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. You can donate $10. You can donate $20 or something like that to get a question answered, and then take multiple attempts of communicating back and forth, eating up time. Time is money, and we all know that. And this gentleman paid, and he paid the $10 to initiate the question. We initiated the question, and we probably went back and forth probably a dozen times or more, and even had 2 phone calls. I could have charged more at that point, but I decided to just leave it at $10. And I've had 4 people reach out to me through that Ask Me link, because they knew it was going to take more than just the basic amount of time with just a one question answer. It was going to be some time. So I've actually had 4 people reach out to me through that, paying me for my time. So it actually worked out. So people started using it, and I appreciate that. I appreciate when people, think it's more than just a YouTube video. If you're having to ask questions outside of a YouTube video, then you should be willing to foot the extra money to pay for that guy's time. And these guys got it. So it's better than going to the dealer and paying $150 to $200 an hour. Isn't that right, Annabelle? Annabelle. Annabelle. Hey. Annabelle. Isn't that right? Ooh. You tie-tie. Use a tie-tie. You tie-tie. There were some questions asked above. Let me go back and scroll. Mr. Boss, do you think Pennzoil Ultra Platinum will work in an 09 Camry with 165,000 miles in it? It'll work for sure, but I'd probably use Pennzoil High Mileage or Valvoline Extended Protection Max Life technology in the red bottle. Thoughts on 3i Atlas? What do you mean 3i? I'm not, even though I work at Volkswagen, I don't work on only Volkswagens. I work on everything. The other guys that are in the shop that only work on Volkswagens know more about the nomenclature. Did you mean 3-liter Atlas, or are you saying 3.6-liter Atlas? Because they have a VR6 that's a 3.6 liter, but it's not a 3-liter. Shannon says, I watch your videos more than I do regular TV. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks for the advice on the solenoid replacement on the 16 F-150 with a stall after driving. Haven't had any issues since, and also had to replace the throttle body because it was popping. Absolutely. You got it done. I put power to every solenoid and found that 2 would get stuck out every 4th cycle. Awesome. I mean, Cash App is listed, but I think it's listed in my bio. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'll put the links down below if you guys want it whenever this video posts. Like I say, I tell people all the time, it's not necessary to donate. It's really not. But if you're going to take more than just a video and you want somebody's individual time, you should donate. That's not the kind thing to do. I had a guy on here recently tell me he went on vacation and he was with his family, and it was going to be an $800 tow to tow his truck and his RV that he had behind his truck. And he said, you literally saved me $800 on the tow, and then I don't know how many thousands of dollars it would have been at the shop. And all it was a 10-cent, 20-cent fuse that I replaced. I had a bunch of them in the glove box. I replaced it, started the truck up, and took off, just like you said in the video. And That's a lot of money for somebody to save. Thousands of dollars for somebody to save. Over a simple video. Could you imagine every person that watched that video if they donated $5 for the help? For saying, hey, you literally saved me thousands of dollars. That's one of the reasons why I kind of get discouraged with social media is like, yeah, I like helping other people, but it takes time away from my family. And sometimes social media just doesn't cut it. If you've noticed lately, I've been putting the phone down a lot. I've been putting the recording devices down a lot, and I just don't record as much anymore just because it literally takes so much out of you. What did you say? No, the comment? I don't know what that means. She got money on her mind. She ain't got money on her mind. This girl's got milk. You know what she does? She lays next to me like this. She puts the bottom arm down. She puts her head on my chest, and she takes this hand and she rubs my chest when she's falling asleep. Her little fingers. She takes her little fingers and she starts twinkle toeing them back and forth. And she grabs my hair on my chest and she sits there and plays with the hair on my chest until she goes to sleep. She thinks it's the most soothing thing ever, and then she just falls asleep right in my arms. 2002 Thunderbird's dash lights won't illuminate with the headlights on, and the gas gauge will never go above half full. Are these both related to the cluster? It sounds like it. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with them because those weren't really around during my time, but it sounds like it does have something related to the cluster or ground. So, I don't know. I think it sounds related. Are you gonna start playing with Daddy's chest now? Cause you're tired and you're falling asleep. You falling asleep. There's no hair right now. Daddy's got his shirt on. She's looking for the hair because she likes playing with it. It puts her to sleep. Mom's working right now. Tuesdays are my day to sit home with the girls, so I got the 13-year-old off to cheerleading practice, and then me and her came back. I got almost run off the road by one of these local Middle Eastern car dealers around here. Guy had dealer plates on and everything, and I know exactly what car dealer he goes to. He almost ran me right into the UPS truck because he's driving some big giant Pearl electric EV Hummer, and he was being a complete jagoff, jerking the wheel around, showing whatever person was driving with him how cool it is and how fast it responds. And it's like the equivalence of 1,000 foot-pounds of torque with the electric motors in that thing or something. I don't know. But he's acting like a complete moron and almost ran me into the back of the UPS truck. Yeah. I tell you what, these and you guys can say what you want. You can call me whatever you want. But I tell you what, these Middle Eastern women that have come here from overseas that haven't been here their whole life, they don't know how to drive. They have no clue how to drive. They don't know how to make a proper turn. They don't know how to merge correctly. They drive like complete maniacs, or they just drive too slow in general. And they don't know how to drive. And the men, they're just extremely aggressive. They want to take over the road. They want to drive like they're all Dale Earnhardt and passing everybody on the road, and you got to get out of their way because they're all driving Mercedes or BMW or Teslas or some kind of high-end vehicle because they don't drive regular cars like we do. No, I've heard nothing about the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, but I also don't pay attention to a lot of Subaru stuff either, just because I'm not a Subaru guy. So, I not trying to be put offish or anything, but I don't follow Subaru stuff. The biggest job that I've done. What's up, Rich? How do you know? Rich? Well, hello, Rich. I'm Rich. Yeah, the Palos area, it's ridiculous. There's a reason why they call frickin' Harlem from Harlem from like I don't know 100 and or almost College Drive. Not past College Drive, you don't see it, but once you're coming down Harlem and you hit College Drive, and then you cross over College Drive, shoot, it's like every other business, if not every business in certain areas, is all Middle Eastern businesses. Now, on the map, it actually says Little Palestine. Why would you call an area in the United States Little Palestine? This is not Palestine. Quit with the nonsense. You tired? You want Daddy to be quiet so you can go to sleep? Is that what you want? You're still too awake. You're playing with the car on my. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. And the Middle Eastern people out here, they just think they own everything. They think that their shit doesn't stink. They don't have a lot of respect for other people, and they think that they can drive and act however they want with no consequence. Specifically, look what just happened just several months ago. My Cornwall dealer got killed down here, Doug, just not too far from the house, because a 27-year-old Middle Eastern dude decided that he wanted to run him over with his car and then flee the scene. And then he died like a couple hours later. Yeah. All because the guy's son pulled up next to him at the intersection telling him to stop driving like a freaking maniac through these neighborhoods, blowing the stop signs and everything else. They get into an altercation down here, and then he thinks it's cool to go ahead and run his dad over as his dad's walking across the street to try to figure out what they're arguing about. I'm over it, man. It's getting to the point where, look, I'm not racist or prejudiced or any of that stuff, but I'm starting to get to the point where I can't stand any of the Middle Eastern people around me out here. They're all just assholes. They just think about themselves and that's it. Right? Right? Is you right or are you wrong? Well, and good evening, Blue Moon. One of the other problems is everybody likes to blame the mayor for letting these people move into the area. The mayor has no control over whether somebody moves into the area or not. If businesses are available for sale and we're not buying them up to create more American businesses, and they come into an area and capitalize on that because they have the capital to do so, we can't really blame them for doing that. Technically, we can't discriminate to allow, to not allow certain businesses in our area. You don't know what type of business is even being built in your area until somebody applies for the permit. Once the permit or the business license is applied for, and then and by then, it's almost like a shock. So, the mayor can't stop people from moving into an area. Everybody wants to blame the mayor for it, and that's not. You can't blame them because who's going to pay for the roads out here? Who's going to pay for the repairs and stuff out here? Who's going to pay for the infrastructure, the maintenance and stuff that has to be done? Digging out the ditches and trying to make sure things are maintained. The taxpayers, right? Well, when those businesses start being built or reopened in those areas by anybody, they have to pay taxes on that. They're a huge reason, or a huge portion of that money goes towards maintaining the village. So unless more Americans start stepping up and doing something and trying to be entrepreneurs and business owners, this is not going to change. The problem is Americans are groomed to think that they need to work for somebody else. They need to be on somebody else's coattail. They need to work for somebody else. Don't take risks. Don't do this. Don't do that. And they need to stop doing that because these people are not like that. The way they're taught is education is extremely important. Having some kind of career or something that you can offer to the community is extremely important. And being able to do something with your hands or your brain or whatever to offer a service to somebody so you can financially be stable is what they're taught from kids. and they utilize it. That's one of the main reasons why they come over here, and they've already got money when they come here, and they don't need our money. But there are special grants for them and everything else, from what I understand. But a lot of these people, they've been working and they've had businesses for a long time before they move into these areas. Shook, that's right. You're a police officer, right? If I remember correctly, I thought I remembered you saying something about being a police officer. Yeah, they don't care, man. They'll fight the police. They'll fight everybody. They don't care. And if you disrespect or disobey them, and you're one of the women in their family, if you're not one of the American born and raised Muslim families, um, then they're the type of people that need complete control. But if you're one of the Muslim families that was like kind of born and raised here in the United States, those families are a little different. They they're not as strict as the ones that come directly from the Middle East. Oh, so yeah, so you're done now. You're starting to get mad, aren't you? I'm gonna have to rock you to sleep. It's okay, baby. I may end up having to jump off of here because she's starting to get fussy. When she's about to fall asleep, she starts to get kind of crabby, and then she'll cry, and I have to rock her a little bit. Okay, baby. I got her down like clockwork. I know her mannerisms and everything. You too. You as well. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for all the years of service you put in protecting us. Anybody else have anything else they want to specifically talk about? She's redirected her attention to Blue's Clues. So she's learning about how the cow jumped over the moon. Yeah, you did your time, buddy. You did your time. Does being a mechanic put a lot of strain on the body? Oh, 1,000%. It's one of the worst jobs you can do. If you're looking for like overall health and longevity, being a mechanic is not it. The chemicals that you have your skin in all the time, your hands and stuff in all the time, the stuff that you breathe on concrete floors all day, up and down, up and down, up and down. The amount of times you cut yourself open and bang your head on stuff, and by the time you're 40 years old, your knees are shot, your arms are shot, everything else is shot. A lot of people they used to argue with me and say, "Well, it's because you're overweight. That's why you feel that way." It's not why I feel that way. There are guys literally at the shop that are 30 years old that are having hand problems already and knee problems already. And one of the guys specifically, he's super healthy, super lean, very fit, very active. He's already started with hand problems and testosterone problems at 30 years old. So it's a rough life. It's just on your health and stuff in general. It's not easy on you at all. Now, if you're one of those people that woke up and intermittent fasted and ate the most perfect food and stuff every day and worked out and stretched and was in Pilates and all this other stuff, I'm sure you could go a lot longer than the average mechanic, because we ain't doing that type of stuff. Um, well, I've been more active the last couple days because of my recent medical scare. Uh, Hypertension. I've never had issues with my blood pressure, and all of a sudden I got issues with my blood pressure. So I've been like every day eating super clean, um, eating just very, very, very healthy, not eating any of the junk and stuff that my wife or my daughter eats. I'm so scared right now to touch anything that I won't pick it up. I just I only eat good food now. I don't. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't know what's going to happen to me. So it was up until a couple months ago. There was nothing wrong, but then a couple months ago, all of a sudden, I started getting headaches like every single day. I would wake up with a headache. I'd get random headaches throughout the day. Sometimes medication would work, sometimes it wouldn't. And then this time, when I went to the doctor to get a new primary care provider, my blood pressure was 150 over 80 or 90 or something like that. And they were like, "That's not good at all. That's not healthy for you. You got to start eating extremely clean, being more active, working out more." So, yeah. Well, I've recently started. I'm trying to lose weight, Andrew. I don't know if it's working. I know my joints feel a little better. That I've cut out all of any of the sugar that I was eating, any of the bread and the pasta and the rice and stuff that I was eating. I've literally just been eating meat, green veggies. I throw a can of beets in every other day now. I'll eat a can of beets. I drink a lot of water. I cut out all the soda. I think I had one soda Saturday afternoon. Um, it was like a Pepsi Max, a Pepsi Zero. Normally, I'd have at least one a day, if not twice a day. So it's been mainly just water and Gatorade Zero. But I don't do Gatorade Zero all the time. I only do like maybe one a day or half of a thing in the morning and half at night. Your dad was a chief foreman for VAG back in the day, 80s and 90s, and his knee and back were shot. He quit and became a social worker as he couldn't do the mechanic stuff anymore. How many grams of protein per body pound do you recommend? I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. I know it's high, just depending on what your goals are. Um, I don't know. I think mine at one point in time I was upwards of 300, 300. I think it was like 300 grams, 325 grams of protein. So I don't know if it's a gram per body pound. I forget exactly what it is, and it's hard to get that amount of protein in once you start getting up there in weight. It's easier when you're lighter, but once you start getting up there in weight, it really starts calling for consuming a lot of food that you don't feel. You almost feel bloated trying to do it. But I don't know what the ratio is. You have to look that up. Hi, you falling asleep? You falling asleep? I have carpal tunnel in both hands, and then the tennis elbow in my right elbow is starting to actually go away. It's almost gone, which I'm so thankful for. So that's something else that you get while working. Like Rich said, 34 years of construction will do that too. Yeah, absolutely, probably just as fast. It's the trades are hard on your body. You think you last forever, and you won't. I know a guy he's extremely healthy. Just made 52, 51, 52 years old, and his knees are gone. He's got carpal tunnel. He had to retire from work because he ended up getting some type of cancer that's not extremely deadly, but it does do a number on you, like health wise, and he's dealing with that now. And he's only 51, 52 years old, and they don't know where it came from. His family doesn't have any history of this cancer, or it's not a very common type of cancer, but it also doesn't kill you very fast either. You got to medicate, and he goes to like treatment for it and stuff like that. And I don't know. I'm gonna be 40 next year, so I'm at that point in my life where I'm scared right now. I'm very scared. The doctor was like, stress and stuff in general will do a number on you. Just try to stay calm. Don't get too excited, especially somebody with high blood pressure. Don't get extremely mad about things. Just try to be patient. So I'm trying. And then when I see him here in the next couple weeks, I might be on blood pressure medication, probably from now on. I don't know, until I get healthier. Yeah, I'm trying not to live in fear, but when you got this, little ones like this, you want to be around for them. You want to live a long time. So it's scary. Shook says cars tear your body up. My dad had a body shop for 45 years. Saw it firsthand. Thankfully, he's mostly healthy in his 70s. I'm 47 and amateur working on cars, and it gets me up and down all day. Yeah. If I could turn this into, I'll be honest with you guys. Hey, how are you? What are you doing? How you doing tonight? Um, I, I've had several dreams about taking the YouTube channel like almost strictly automotive, nothing else. And what I'm really thinking about, and I've dreamed about multiple times, is buying cars that are reliable, fixing them up, getting them like top tip shape, and donating them to families and stuff in need. Like making that my channel theme, not just about oils and stuff like that. To actually start finding reliable cars that need work, that's minimal work, but getting everything done for the people, whether it be a timing job or need engine replacement or brakes and stuff all the way around, struts or whatever it is, and getting the vehicle in tip top shape, even if it needs some paint work and stuff like that, and then making it perfect, and then donating that vehicle to like a single mother or father or a family or something that's in extreme need, and doing that's where my mind has been lately. I can't get my mind off of it. It's like God is telling me that this is what I should be doing. You have a gift. Go out there and buy vehicles that are going to be reliable, that people haven't maintained correctly, fix them, and give them to people that are in need, that don't have the ability to buy a car, yet they need a reliable vehicle to get back and forth to work or take their kids to school or see family, whatever it may be. I can't stop thinking about it. Congrats with everything. I recently went on blood pressure meds as well. You'll be okay. I sure hope so, man. Every time I check my blood pressure now, it's like 150 over 80, 152 over 90. One time it was like 161 over 100, but then it'll go back down to 142 over 78. So it's like, I don't know, man. I want to be around here for this one, so. It's Daddy's girl. Well, that's what I wanted to do, Shook, is I wanted to start buying these Panther cars that are out here. Some of them are extremely nice. They only want like $1,500 for them. They want $2,000 for them, $1,000 for them. Go buy them, and then even if I got to pull the engine and trans, they're nothing to rebuild them. That takes like no time at all to do a complete rebuild, put it all back together, and get it back on the road for somebody. And I know those things like the back of my hand, so I would love to start doing that. Find like Crown Vics, Grand Marquis, town cars, and just have like two or three of them at a time, or at least a couple of them. And I went out there to work on mine. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this. Um, yes, man, we're doing very well. We are we're doing fine. We just got back from vacation and everything's great. A little stressed, about my health and stuff like that, and some changes are happening at work, but all for the better. Um, anyway, I went out there to my car, the Grand Marquis. I got the engine sitting down in it, and I told my wife now that we're back from vacation and she's older, she doesn't need as much attention now. My wife can put her down to play in either her playpen or her bouncy or something like that. Or she even just likes to sit in her high chair on the back porch and she'll stare at the trees while she chews on her her pacifier, sucks on her pacifier. She'll sit there and just watch the trees. And I told my wife I got to start working on that car. That car's sitting there and it's only got 33,000 miles on that car, and it's wasting away. So I went out there the other day, started cleaning it off a little bit, getting dusting everything off of it, opened the hood, pulled all the tape off the top of the cylinder heads where the manifold bolts, got my new gaskets and stuff mounted, and then I went to go put the intake manifold on, and I noticed that the plastic from the intake manifold inside the runner had started to crack a little bit. It wasn't in a spot that would leak externally, but it was through like a casting area, and I couldn't see back behind it without grinding it away. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna chance this. I'm gonna order a new intake for it. So I ordered the Ford has a new intake for it that's not quite as good as the PI intake that was originally on the car. You lose about 10 horsepower and about 10 foot-pounds of torque. LMR did a test on it. But Summit also has their version of the Ford Performance intake for it, which is the new replacement PI intake. And it's the exact same casting and molding and everything as the Ford Performance one, except it's $150 to $200 cheaper just ordering the Summit one, which is the exact same thing as the Ford Performance one. So I ordered one. It's coming in the mail any day now. It'll be here. And I ordered some new pulleys for the front of the engine. Then I ordered a Fleet Runner HD green serpentine belt for it, because a lot of the Panther guys have went to the heavy duty belt from Fleet Runner. They say it actually lasts longer and it's a lot better than the regular belt. So I went with that, and just waiting for it to show up now. You know, you know who else came out with a new intake shook is um, Speedmaster. If you look up 99 to 2004 PI 4.6 2-valve Speedmaster Typhoon intake, you'll see they're like 500, $550, and they're built like the old Typhoons that were on back in the day that a lot of the performance guys would like to put superchargers and turbochargers and stuff on. Well, they got one for half the price because those Typhoon intakes are like $1,000, $1,100, $1,200. You might find one every once in a while for down around $800, $900. But Speedmaster has a brand new all aluminum Typhoon style replica for like $500, $550. Yeah, it's the aluminum one, and it's newer now, so a lot of guys are like, "Oh, I'd never buy anything from Speedmaster. I'd never do this from Speedmaster. I'd never do that." Well, when you're trying to stop coolant leaks from happening and you're trying to find something reliable, and somebody comes out with an all aluminum product, it's kind of hard to say no to that. I don't know that I could say no to that. I just don't want an aluminum intake on it because I'm not running any power adders right now. I don't know that it will work on a non-PI. I don't think it will. Um, FTT76 says I still. Did you change your name? I thought your name was like David or something like that before. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. I still remember the last car you did up and donated. Have you heard how that family are going? Yeah, the guy was still driving, and I think I donated it at what, I don't know what it was, like 220,000 miles. It drove from here, from Illinois, all the way down to Tennessee, the other side of Tennessee, like a 10-hour drive, and donated that car to that single father where the mom had taken off and left him and his daughter, and he was raising her by himself. He messaged me right when the car was at like 260 or 270,000 miles, and he was like, "Hey, do you know anything about, like, I don't know if it was something with the AC compressor. The AC went out on the car or something like that." And I said, "Well, AC compressor's got 270,000 miles on it. I mean, it's going to go out eventually." And then he asked for the center caps for the factory wheels. I don't know where I put the center caps for the factory wheels, so I couldn't do anything with it. But he said car's still running absolutely phenomenal. It's helped him and his family out extremely, like a lot. And they drive it all the time. He said they absolutely enjoy driving it. The car's running great still. It's probably got 280, 290,000 miles now in the hills of Tennessee, just running great. Well, we don't really stay in contact. It was just he had some questions about the caps and the AC compressor on it because I think he had to pay somebody to replace the AC compressor, which I wouldn't have wanted to do that job on those Panthers. It's not that it's hard changing the AC compressor. The bolts like to freeze up in the block. You either got to break them off or you get lucky and they come out, but they're a pain sometimes. Greetings from Maine. Hey, what's up, man? How are you? This guy's got a name of Drone Life. You fly drones? Is that what you do? Oh, no. I mean, we got freaking everybody from Toyota to Ford to VW. You got brand new cars not making it 10,000 miles before having to end back up in the shop for major repairs. So, yeah, no. These new cars are trash compared to what they used to be. Absolute trash. The electronics are more fancy and they make a lot more power than what they used to, but they're garbage. Oh, 05 Expeditions, they're not bad. Just keep them serviced. I mean, there were things that went wrong with them, but they weren't like a 10R80 where it had constant CDF drum failure over and over again, and valve body failure, and torque converter failure, and some of the 6L and 6R80s and 4L. I'm kind of keeping her awake by talking. The more I get into conversation and get excited about things, the more she's moving around. So she probably needs to be awake right now because she's about to go to bed at 8:30, and it's 7:38 right now. So if she sleeps right now, it's going to be harder to get her to sleep. I need to get her up. You listening to Daddy talk? You're barely awake right now. Oh, you're gonna get mad at me? Okay, 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 okay. All right. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. How about the 1819 F-153.5 EcoBoost? Engine trans any good? Not really. Transmission's got issues in those because there's an update to the CDF drum inside the transmission that fixes a lot of the transmission problems, which that requires basically a rebuild to put it in. Ford updated the part, and you're screwed. If you got to do that, you're going to pay probably $4,000 or $5,000 to have the transmission rebuilt. And then the 3.5 EcoBoost and 18 and 19 had the cam phaser rattle stuff on startup. So, yeah, I wouldn't say they're that great. They're just okay. Fix it guy, I don't really know. I just worked on one of these 23s the other day. No, it wasn't. It was a 25. I worked on a 25 from the YouTube channel the other day. A guy came out to me and he took it to the dealership and they checked that they were going over his transmission fluid level and stuff like that. And they told him it was full. It wasn't full. It was like almost a full quart low. So we actually topped it off because they were not checking it correctly. I mean, we had one of those Hyundai Santa Fe's come in today. It was a trade-in, 92,000 miles, a 2012 model. It's the V6, and it runs absolutely phenomenal. And at 92,000 miles, okay, 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 it's okay. It run great. 05 Ford Ranger 3.0, and it was a pain in the butt. Nothing like the old cars. Yeah, they're a pain. Is that the one where they use the cheap aluminum in the trans drum? No, it's the She's getting pissed off at me. It's the one where there's a brass sleeve that's down inside the drum, and the sleeve ends up sliding because there's nothing for it to sit up against, and it causes cross flow issues with the fluid. Where the new drum has a ledge that it sits up against so it can't slide down and cause the cross flow issues. Oh, baby, baby. Come here. I got you. I got you. Hi. I'm rocking you. It's okay. All right. I'm gonna get her to lay down for a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can rock her for a second. That's okay. Okay. All right, peeps. Let me jump off of here. I'm gonna get her a bottle and get her quiet and calm down. I think me talking is starting to wake her up over and over again. She's at that point where when it's bedtime, she gets fussy if she can't go to bed like she wants. So I love you all. Be blessed. Take care. I'll jump on here when it's a little earlier next time. I'm thinking about jumping on here a little bit tomorrow. I'm not sure. Take care. I'll see you guys. I gotta get off. Oh yeah. There she goes. Playing with the hair. Shh, 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 shh. Okay. I'm out. Take care, guys. See you soon.